the Commanders, they lost on Sunday night, and look, they got screwed on two different occasions at the goal line, and who knows if they would have gotten the 2-point conversion? Who knows what would have happened after that? But the Terry McLaurin penalty was weird. The pass interference that wasn't called was ridiculous, but they still lost. Bottom line is they lost the game, and now we have this question of Taylor Heinicke, who has been very good, and we just assume he's the guy for the rest of the year. Ron Rivera is asked about whether or not he's thinking about changing back to Carson Wentz. Here's what Coach Rivera had to say yesterday on that issue.
No, David. I think the biggest thing more than anything else is, sticking with Taylor and what we're trying to establish. And it is something, though, that obviously is talked about, obviously, out there. And it is something that, to be quite frank, as I do have to think about at some point. But if we can if we can get back on track and play the way we've played and do things that we've done, then we'll stick with where we are. Until then, I will do that.
Look, I appreciate the candor. I just don't know that candor is the best play there. Unless there's some message he's trying to send to Taylor Heinicke, why do you
he fueled this fire,
inner
right?
thought out of your mouth?
Yeah.
What do you gain from that? Unless it was strategic. It was either a mistake or he has some reason for it. Chris, I can't figure out at this point which one it is.
I'm with you, Mike. I did think, is he doing it to, maybe he feels like Taylor Heinicke plays better like this when he thinks, oh, no, I might lose my job. I don't know. Or was he just frustrated in the fact that, he tied and lost to a team that he probably views and goes, wait, we're more talented than they are. How have we lost to them and tied to them? And then it's just, I think, also the age-old question about Taylor Heinicke. Again, I think he's a little fortunate this year where the team got in order kind of just as he got to play and Carson Wentz got hurt. That's where I feel bad for Carson Wentz. They couldn't protect. They couldn't run the ball when Carson Wentz was there. And they just put it all on him, and then they kind of got that in order because they had to with Taylor Heinicke, which I want to go, come on, coaches, that's on you too. But Heinicke's one of those, Mike, we discussed this, I feel like even last year and the year before. Yeah, he's a scrapper. He's good in clutch moments. But when you go back after the year and watch games, you go, he was good in the clutch moment, but we should have won that game by 20 points. Man, we won that one. We eked it out, but damn, we should have won by 13 points. He left a bunch of plays and throws on the field. And I think there's some of that in every game with Taylor Heinicke. There was that way in the first matchup against the Giants in the tie game. The week before that against the Falcons where they squeaked by. It was the same type of thing where there were some plays that they were there to be had. And then I think Ron Rivera was just frustrated with the turnovers that led to a touchdown and took a, possible touchdown off the board from the sacks. That's maybe led to that conversation or Ron Rivera saying that after the game.
He said some things earlier this year that he had to go back and clean up, like the whole Carson Wentz. What's the difference between you and the other teams in the NFC East? Quarterback.
Right. Then he stuck up for him crazy. Then he took a shot at him when he said, what's the difference with Taylor Heinicke? He goes, winning. And I want to be like, you were just sticking up for Carson Wentz, and you're winning because the team didn't help Carson Wentz early in the year, which is on you. I thought those were low blows. I can't lie. I'm glad you brought him up, Mike.
But look, I still think there's a method to all of it. He's a 2-time coach of the year. I was thinking before Sunday's game, he's positioning himself to get votes this year. They still have in front of them what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they do.
Get in as the 6th seed. After all the crap they've been through, all the distractions created by ownership and just one thing after another to the point where players were openly talking about the fact that it is an issue, that it is affecting them, and Ron Rivera is leading them through that. I think he's done a great job this year. The bottom line is, whether it's Carson Wentz or Taylor Heinicke, it's not like he has a high-end quarterback.
No, definitely
He's
not.
in playoff position without even a above-average quarterback. I'm sorry, Taylor Heinicke. He's winning games and he's getting it done, but when you start listing your quarterbacks, if you were going to do an in-season
he's not the top
quarterback
16.
ranking,
right,
he's not going to be in the top half.
Right. Agreed with that, Mike. You're right. And I think that's what leads to Ron Rivera maybe saying that. And I think they know that he's not the future of the organization, so that's also can make it a little bit more easy to say that as well. But we'll see. I mean, to me, it was Like, to your point, like, I thought when he first said it, maybe it was just next level. I'm going to put some pressure on this guy because I'd like him to play better. Because it doesn't seem like it matches up. I mean, what have they done? They've won, they won, what, 5 out of 6, right? Had a tie game, and now they lost one, and we're going to talk about benching the quarterback. It did seem a little premature to bring up that conversation.
They got a heck of a test coming up, too.
Yeah, they
49ers.
do. Right. 49ers
And
followed by the Browns.
They're on track to maybe have to go back to San Francisco if they get in as the 6th seed, depending upon how 2 and 3 shake out.
Yeah.
They could go to Minnesota. They could go to San Francisco. Before Sunday's game, there was kind of a sense that, hey, they could be dangerous in the wild card round. Now, after the loss to the Giants, there's a different vibe. But still, we're 3 games away from playoff time. We may feel very differently about the Commanders by then, in part because they may have a different quarterback by then. Who knows? We'll stay tuned for that. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.